Welcome back to the substitutes. We're halfway through the season, and I'm joined here by Majid to talk about who's going to make the top four. Majid, first off, why don't you tell me who's going to win the league?
Oh man, I might get banned from London for saying this, but every objective metric says Arsenal has to win the league. At this point, they have the points, they have the wins, they have the least losses, and they have the highest goal difference, tied. Every objective and the eye test. They are passing the eye test even after Jesus's injury. So honestly speaking, Arsenal, I hate trying to say it. I'm cringing saying it out loud, but Arsenal is winning this league. They have to.
Do you not think that their squad could be a little bit light? A couple of injuries here and there. Odegaard, maybe Partey. He's a big player for them. An injury there, they could kind of derail their season.
Yes, but those are very ifs and maybes. And we did this dance as United fans with Liverpool, and they never got that injury that we were expecting. It
That's true.
happened later in later seasons, but that one season was miraculous. Same with Leicester. We said maybe what if Vardy or Mahrez gets injured, then the entire thing goes. No, I think like Arteta has had enough time to figure out maybe what's going on. And there's still some time in the transfer window to have some reinforcements if he feels needed.
Okay, well, look, I tend to be in agreement with you, but I'm going for more. I hope that it's Arsenal rather than City. And as a United fan, that's a horrible thing to say because I grew up hating them. But, I really do hope that they do it. I hope they don't get that injury. But I just want to point out they still have to play Manchester City twice, who you've put in second in the league, or am I assuming?
I have put City second. I did. It was a big for me. It was a big debate between United and City. Uh, but City for me finishes second because they have that squad depth you're talking about, and they're not playing for competitions. Like they can focus a
Hmm.
little bit more.
So they can actually go for a treble this year, but I do think that I agree with you. I don't think it's for me. It's not a debate. I think City are going to get this. I think they have the depth. I think that once they figure out that Erling Haaland is making the runs that they need to be playing balls into him, they'll start scoring goals again. I think that this team has won 4 and 5 basically Premier League, so I'd put them as second for me. Now, I think here is going to come the interesting part. Who have you got in third?
It's a United. It's a familiar United.
Okay.
Manchester United.
Makes sense because you were trying to tie either City or Man United for a second. So, what's your reasoning behind it?
They've got the form. ETH has stabilized the ship. Their defense is getting better. That first half, they had 4 losses, and that's gonna hurt them going into it. And they're also like they have the form, but I don't know. I just City has the experience. So over the long run, I would give City the edge, but United has the form going in. So I like they're doing well. They're scoring goals. They're not letting goals in the back. Their midfield is the glue between all of that. It's a good team, but they're just the reason I also don't trust them is they're one injury away from uh fourth place down a bit.
And look, this is actually the reason why I'm putting Newcastle third. Um, because I do feel that Newcastle defensively are solid. They don't have any Europe to go after, so I think they're okay in that respect. They're in 3 competitions essentially. They're playing for that top four. They're in the FA Cup and they're in the EFL Cup. So I think they have a better run. I think they're more organized and they'll have more time to prepare in between games, tactically speaking. So I think it'll be close, but I think I'm gonna give it to Newcastle this time around. So for me, why do
I
you
put
th okay, you tell me why you think Newcastle will come fourth.
I put Newcastle as fourth because draws help relegation teams, but they hurt top table teams. And Newcastle has 8 draws, by far the most. And that if they continue down that trend of dropping points, dropping the 2 points from winning, that's going to hurt them over the long run. Whereas United can score goals faster and they can turn those draws into wins and grab those extra 2 points, marginal 2 that eventually add up 4 to 8 points by the end of the season, which is where Newcastle will be under United by 4 to 8 points.
Okay, fair enough. And look, going back to your point on who I think is going to finish fourth, I think it's United, but the injuries point that you made, I think that's kind of key. They lose Rashford, that's their goal source. I know they brought in Weghorst, but let's see how he pans out. I think an injury to either Varane is going to be massive. Casemiro, he gets injured, that's a problem because he's transformed the team in midfield, and Eriksen is their playmaker. So potentially four injuries, and I think United's season is derailed. That's why I have them in fourth. So let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think your top four is going to be? Who do you think is going to win it? And who do you think is going to come third and fourth between Man United and Newcastle? We're the substitutes. We'll see you guys next time.